Hey guys, let me call the guys off here. Oh gosh, hey, quick video here. Kenny B from Cities and Subs. Welcome aboard 10/8/2023. How you guys doing? It is Sunday. Just got done watching the god-awful Patriots. Organizationally, you guys that are CEOs, CFOs of any major organization, Mr. Kraft, by the way, how do you have a 20-year business and just let it collapse? Okay, and that's what we saw today in Foxborough. Patriots were annihilated by the New Orleans Saints. They were 2-2 coming in. Derek Carr, 8-year quarterback with Oakland, and now he's with New Orleans, and without turning it into a, NFL show, or a sports show, but I'm talking product here, and so the Patriots lost today 34-0. Last week they lost 38-3 against the Dallas Cowboys, and they have been outscored 72-3 in the last 2 games. Now, this hasn't happened since the 1970s, whatever. The announcers were of the game were bringing up all these stats, but that doesn't matter. It's called a succession plan in any business. If you want to keep being a great business, you have to have a succession plan, and it cannot hinge. Any successful organization does not put all its hopes in the future on one person. In this case, Tom Brady. Okay? We all have an occupation. We all want that. Hopefully, when you leave, you want to make your mark, and you build on the mark that you made, right? So I don't get it. But it's just, and I'm not saying the Patriots should win the Super Bowl every year. They have their run, and there's some great teams out there right now. But being competitive, kind of important, and we all just want to watch good football. And today and last week we did not. So anyway, City of Worcester said goodbye today, on Thursday, by the way, to Jordan Levy. He was 79 years old. Pretty much known for his WTAG talk show that was on from 3 to 7 back in the day. And then the Red Sox were on WTAG, and it turned into 3 to 6. But that was 30 years, the Jordan Levy show on WTAG, AM 580. And, back in the day, he was very local. Toward the last 5 years or whatever, became more, national interests, and always had a good show. Very entertaining. He served as 4 times as mayor with the city of Worcester in the 80s. He also served on the Mass Pike Authority and a member of the Governor's Council. He was a Democrat, but later in his shows became more independent and became totally frustrated with the Democratic Party. And of course, I'm not quoting him, but I listen to Jordan's show every day from 3 to 6 a.m. Okay? I'm still an AM guy. And Ford and all you big auto dealers, make sure you keep AM available in the cars moving forward. And he was also president of Parker Metal, a company that, he was involved with. But he also, as a kid, and I'm remembering his shows, he worked for a lot of the apparel stores and department stores downtown. Learned a lot about marketing and business management, and he was a pretty savvy guy. He went off the radio last April, because I just know that because I tuned in, and Mike Messina, who was his producer, and started filling in, and I heard him say, well, this is still the Jordan Levy show, to a caller, and had perked my ear up, and so for 8 or 9 months, I mean, I've been trying to search for what actually was going down with Jordan, but Mr. Levy, but so nonetheless, I knew something was up, and we lost a voice in Worcester. To me, he was Worcester. Worcester's an argument. You need the argument. Why we're so great and why we're not so great, right? And I think he was a little of both. And so, Godspeed, Mr. Levy. And so today was the Italian parade, Italian Heritage Parade, which we had to reimagine the Columbus Day Parade, because Columbus Day doesn't exist anymore because we've turned it into Indigenous People Day, or Indigenous Peoples Day. Now, I have no problem celebrating and acknowledging indigenous people to this continent. The indigenous peoples before the European settlement were in the New England area for 10,000 years, had 300,000 indigenous persons in different tribes and villages and civilizations. I get that, but I don't see how that we should acknowledge that as we shouldn't replace a holiday because it's politically correct and rename it. I don't believe that. Okay? I think the Italian Heritage Parade has it right. You can see it on Spectrum News, because the Italians did contribute a lot to this country, as well as the Irish did in the 1800s. Okay? All things Irish in Worcester, right? And we should set aside a day, not replace Indigenous Peoples of America Day. Make it its own national holiday, not to replace, Columbus Day in this case. That's again just ripping down the past, and you can rip down the past all you want, but a lot of people just say, well, it's the right thing to do, and that's presentism, okay? And we need to know why we're doing that. So the Italians, the Irish, every culture in America, that's what is America. That's why the crisis on the border in America should not be about not wanting people to come here, because America is other countries, right? Have to do it the right way, though, and it's not being handled the right way. And that's, I think, adds to the confusion, what a holiday is and what a celebration is. And, we should all, as a civilization, be able to acknowledge the contributions from the multicultural diversity and ethnic diversities and religious diversities that is America. We get a long way. It seems like we just keep going backwards. So, but renaming holidays and, I don't know. You guys, help me out with this. But so listen, the city council is back every Tuesday night. If you want good theater, good drama, every Tuesday night at 6:30, it is. You can go right there on the city of Worcester and look up the Worcester City Council meeting. You can print the agenda, okay, ahead of time. A couple of weeks ago, they're coming after you guys, and for a good reason. This is the problem with a lot of our, I don't want to say condensed, but, well, it could be. I mean, liquid's condensed, but, I mean, our density in our cities, particularly in Worcester, older cities, particularly here in the Northeast, there's no room for automobiles. And so, the city council a couple of weeks ago said, and this also came from the disability awareness group. Some friends that I know sit on that in Worcester, that people park on the sidewalk all the time in Worcester, and it does deny people that have a limited access and mobility to access the sidewalk safely, and so people park on the sidewalk, whether they're companies, I see it all the time. I've done it myself. But Worcester's streets are so narrow sometimes that when you have to park, it's kind of like, you guys get it, right? And, you know, I mean, it's no different. You were in Philadelphia, you know, I mean, trucks take up this lane to, you know, the right lane to unload, and they have their, you know, their hazard lights on. Is that okay? What's okay? You know, I don't know. Our cities are, you know, just you know, comprised of so many enterprises. You know, whether you're a business and you locate to a city, and you're, you know, a family and you want to live in a city. Whether you're homeless, you come to a city. You're a retailer, you want to live in a city. You've got all these diverse mechanisms that create a city. And go look up what the Latin word for city is and post it down below, because I'm not going to run it out for you right now. But there is a reason, you know, that cities come together, and then we end up with issues. You know, whether it's a parade, whether it's a celebration, whether it's parking on the street. I had a friend that went to France a few weeks ago and said that Paris is loud, dirty, full of homeless people and pocket thieves. And all right, this is Paris, right? Worcester is not Paris? Well, tried to be in the 80s. But anyway, let's send the ambulances back out for Mac Jones and company, and we'll see where we're going from there, you guys. Anyway, quick video here. Kenny B from Cities and Suburbs. Take care. Signing off. All right.